Rocky Fork is 10,000 acres in Unicoi and Greene counties, and just a few years ago it became part of the Cherokee National Forest and a Tennessee state park. And the future of this beautiful and wild tract of land is now secure. And now author and photographer David Ramsey and photographer Jerry Greer have captured the scenic wonder of Rocky Fork in this new book, and we welcome David Ramsey to Daytime this morning. David, appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me, Chris. I appreciate you.
I know what inspired you.
Yeah.
I mean, 10,000 acres of just beautiful, beautiful land inspired you.
Yeah.
But what was the impetus? What really set you forth to do this book?
Well, I'll tell you that it was a long campaign to get that land saved, and I have to give credit where credit is due. The late Ed Williams III started the ball rolling on getting Rocky Fork protected in the mid-1990s, and that's when I first found out that it might be threatened, and Ed explained to me what was going on, and I supported his efforts, and we came close a couple of times in the late 90s and the early 2000s to getting it turned into public land, but both those deals fell through at the last minute. And then in 2004 Ed lost his battle with cancer. In 2005 the tract went on the market again, and there was nobody really to lead the effort, and so I jumped in, and knowing the background and knowing the players involved, I jumped in, and I thought this is going to be our last chance to try to get this place saved. And we brought in some of the organizations and individuals that had helped Ed in the past, and between 2005 and 2008 we worked really, really hard, and actually this past Saturday, December 15th, was the 10th anniversary of getting Rocky Fork saved. The whole 10,000 acres, it cost $40 million.
Wow.
Not a penny of taxpayers' money went into that. The money that came from the federal government actually came from a fund called Land and Water Conservation Fund that comes from offshore oil drilling leases that the government gets royalties on. And so there was no taxpayer money that went into it, and we got it done.
And Senator Lamar Alexander did the foreword for this book for you, and in there he describes there's no more places like this to explore. I mean, there's no places like this. It is so very, very vital and important that we protect this area.
My role during those years when we were fighting to get it protected was to go around and create more awareness with the public about what we had up there. And I would give presentations and slideshows, multimedia presentations, describing the importance of that watershed for its water quality, its wildlife, its recreation, its history, all the different reasons it needed to be protected. And Lamar understood that. Coming from the Great Smoky Mountains area down there, he understood what a place like that.
And I'm going to hold up a couple of these right here that are near and dear to my heart.
Oh yeah.
And those brook trout, we call them speckled trout where I come from.
Specks, absolutely.
My dad walked me several miles back in there fishing for those when I was younger. And of course, black bear. It's a black bear refuge up there.
That's exactly right.
And that's just two of the reasons why this is important to make sure that we keep Rocky Fork around for generations to come.
I agree, absolutely.
And you grew up. I mean, this is where you grew up.
No,
you grew up knowing about this place.
and going up there. But my family on my father's side goes back 5 generations in the Rocky Fork community.
Right.
I was the first one that was actually wasn't born in Rocky Fork.
Yeah.
And but I grew up in the north end of the county in Unicoi. But Dad was from Rocky Fork, and so I've always had a very close relationship with Rocky Fork, and then in the 80s started going up there to fish and hike and photograph and so forth, and became really connected to that place. And
tell folks really quickly where they can get this book, because I know several of them will want to have this for their coffee table, want to have this for their libraries.
Well, we have them at Mahoney's. They're available downstairs in the Outfitters department, and they're available at the Unicoi Visitor Center in the Tanasi Gallery there. Right off I-26 in Unicoi.
David Ramsey, I could sit here all day and
talk
to you about Rocky Fork. I really could. Folks, it is Rocky Fork, hidden jewel of the Blue Ridge. And I tell you, it's the truth. It is the absolute truth. Check it out. Pick it up today at those locations that we just mentioned a few moments ago.